Hey, it's Mark Linear with your video thought for the day. Yes, a 4-minute wrap up of the Old Testament book, 2 Kings. Now, imagine the picture of something in free fall, like a roller coaster going down, or something that's been thrown off the edge of a building. This is the picture of what is happening in the book of 2 Kings. It is a story of a nation in free fall, where good kings are rare and consequences are dire. This roller coaster book has miracles, but it has judgments, where you've got prophets confronting kings and the empires with those kings. They rise and they fall. If you put it in one sentence, I would say this: choices shape destinies, not just for entire nations, but for individuals. All right, how do we get there? 3 quick points that you'll find in the book of 2 Kings. First, there's the ministry of Elisha. Now, Elisha was a prophet who received a double portion of that prophetic spirit of his mentor, Elijah. And he performed a boatload of miracles showing God's power and care. He was able to purify poisoned water in Jericho. He multiplied a widow's oil to help pay her debts. He raised a Shunammite woman's son from the dead. He healed the leprosy of an Aramean, a pagan commander named Naaman. He advised kings. He demonstrated God's involvement in political affairs. And he reinforced this theme as he lived and as people with him made choices that affected their destiny. Point number 2. You read in this about the decline of Israel, the northern kingdom. If you remember, I talked of the civil war or the division of the kingdoms in yesterday's message on 1 Kings. The northern kingdom continued in idolatry and in disobedience, had political stability, and finally falls to the superpower called Assyria in 722. The people are exiled and resettled, and those become known in history as the lost tribes of Israel. They never really return. Meanwhile, in the southern kingdom, that's the kingdom of Judah. You've got a little bit different story. There you seem to alternate between good kings and bad kings. And so you've got kings that are disobedient, and then you wind up with a king like Hezekiah who reforms the nation and removes the idols and reinstitutes temple worship. You've got Manasseh's evil reign, and that's followed by Josiah, who dramatically reforms things and holds a Passover and rediscovers the book of the law and leads to spiritual renewal. So you've got decline of Israel and decline and bobbing in the water of Judah. Third thing, ultimately Judah falls as well. It's the fall of Jerusalem to the Babylonians who come in, and this is in the early 500s. So in 605 is the first deportation. Daniel sent out in the first deportation. There's a second deportation in 597 BC. And then the final destruction of Jerusalem and the final deportation is in 588 to 586 BC. It's a time where the city walls are breached, the city's destroyed, and the kingdom falls because the spiritual leaders of the people are failing them. Choices affect destiny. It's true for individuals and it's true for groups. It's readily apparent in 2 Kings, and it's readily apparent in your life and mine. Let's be careful of how we choose. I've made this your video thought for the day.